What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the show. Man, this is a topic I wasn't going to touch upon, but man, I feel the itch because it's political season. Now, look, no matter who you vote for, I love you. There's only one word to call you, whether you're voting for Kamala or Donald Trump, and that's family, okay? I hate how divided we are, but I want to dissect this video, and let's jump into it. And I think there's a bit of groupthink going on in this episode. By the way, Pivot Podcast, one of my favorite shows. I do disagree with them on this stuff, but one of my favorite shows. Please subscribe to their channel before you even subscribe to my channel. And I'm going to go through a 6-minute clip. I'm going to react to it. I dimmed the quality down so YouTube don't bust me for any shenanigans. But, man, let's get into it. Nick Bosa wore a MAGA hat. Let's go.
Is approaching Nick Bosa after their win over the Dallas Cowboys interrupts Brock Purdy's interview with a MAGA hat on. Let's keep politics out of sports, and you know how they say, shut up and dribble.
I remember that, shut up and dribble. That's true. They said to Kaepernick on the liberal side, came from Republicans, and then now kind of liberals are kind of saying the same thing to Nick. So, okay, I see where he's going with this. Let's go.
What are your thoughts on what he did and then saying later that he didn't want to talk about it?
Everybody say keep it out of sports, but Jerry said some crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying? Honestly,
man, Jerry has said a lot of crazy stuff, especially about guys' tools. He has said some crazy crap.
He has a complexion for the protection. Wasn't Kaepernick political? Kaepernick still talking about he working out. You can't tell me Kaepernick ain't better right now than some of these damn quarterbacks taking the field in the NFL right now. Keep the politics out of sports unless you look a certain way. And then you can say whatever you want and it's cute and they laugh it off. But that's what it is. You can't do it now because with the social media and the people retweeting and reposting them texting, you can see what side people are on at all times. You know what side people are on. But I just don't think he'll get criticized because of the fact that he's a clean-cut American white boy.
Now, I'm not saying white people don't get away with stuff, because I've seen it too. But I don't know, man. I think now if the NFL has a rule where you can't, and I don't know this, maybe I should do some more research in this area, where you can't bring political things on the field, then you can't do it. You know, you can't do it. Whether it's Kamala, you can't do it. Whether it's Trump, you can't do it. I'm going to continue to listen. Let's see what else they say.
And it was just a hat. That's what I say with them. But if he was a big old black dude from the hood, they would make it a bigger deal than it is. I really believe that way. He's a NFL family, his daddy, his brother, and all that stuff. I think Nick has a complexion for the protection.
I think a lot of it comes back to, you said, protection for the complexion. A lot of favoritism comes into play. If it had been, you know, someone like one of us, you know, it would have been all over the media. The fact that we were fined for the hat, because it's a finable offense for the people that don't know that. It shouldn't. Okay.
So it is a finable offense. See, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. First, I'm like, well, he could have been wearing a Kamala hat, you know, make America's borders open again. No, I'm kidding. Whatever. And I'll be like, okay, that's that person's opinion, whether I agree or disagree. That is that person's opinion. But, you know, he's wearing the MAGA hat. So I think because most media is liberal siding, it's more left leaning, most media, 9 out of 10 outlets typically. They're gonna he's gonna get some pushback, but here, let's go. Let's press play.
Have been anywhere near the field, so it was just the prop that they hit on the sideline. He was able to get to sort of make an ass of himself. Again, we should leave our political views out of sports. If that's what the rules are, that's what the rules are. But you have guys like Nick Bosa who did it right around the time when Kaepernick was trying to make a stance for what was right. You know, he was one of those people who sort of went the other direction and ended up apologizing about it. So you are who you are, and at these times, all of that tends to come to light. A lot of people in this time of the year tend to reveal them true selves. Even the comments that the guys made during Trump's rally, you know, about Puerto Rico and all this other stuff. But I hate that it has to be that way.
So, okay, so background on me, and I know I don't look it. I definitely don't look it. I'm half Puerto Rican. That's right, guys. Plot twist. I am. Yo soy boricua pa que tú lo sepa. I am half Puerto Rican. Look. Kill Tony, I forgot what the main guy's name is who runs that show. He gets on everybody. Straight, gay, Christian or not, black, white, Puerto Rican, Jewish. Nobody is safe. I thought it was a bad look on Trump's part for letting him go. Was I offended? Do I think that guy is a racist? No. But people who don't know the YouTube channel, people don't know him, they hear that and they're like, oh my gosh. And they think about their racist aunt and what this guy said. And all of a sudden, everybody in MAGA who supports Donald Trump is, you know, a racist. Or if you're a person of color, you are self-hating. That's, you know, now I'm going to say this. Look, go vote. No matter who you're voting for, go vote. Trump, that's who you like, go vote for Trump. If you like Kamala or Green Party, hey, you got a green thumb, I don't know. Go vote, okay? Voting is so important. So I support that regardless, right? There is good and bad on both sides, okay? I'm going to press play here in the video. I want to share this real quickly. I have a family member who I won't spend the time talking. I won't even say their name. This person is voting for Kamala Harris for sure, right? 100% voting for Kamala. Has had a Black Lives Matter sign in their yard. But I've heard them say crazy racist stuff about black people. I've heard them, oh, that person's such an N-word. I've heard them say really crazy things. This is a Democrat. I also have family members who, my family crazy, y'all. I promise you. Yeah, I'll have to go on Dr. Phil's couch one of these days, maybe. I don't know. Who's hardcore conservative, right? And again, not going to say their name. They are not worth the time and place for me to even spend talking about these people. I forgave them and I move on, but when I move on, I'm done. They're not even in my life anymore. And yeah, they're ultra conservative. They are the Trump supporter that these gentlemen are talking about. My problem with it, though, is you're assuming all Trump supporters are racist. I've seen these people on Facebook, these family members I'm talking about, the conservative ones, where, you know, oh my goodness, they would just say, oh my gosh, these just talking real racist, man. It's not even like dog whistling. It's why when Trayvon Martin happened, oh, if I saw a large black man at night, I would do XYZ to him. Talking like that. They exist. And guess what? I'm voting for Trump. I'll say it, but I'm more like Joe Rogan would say, politically homeless. Or as like Ruslan KD would say on YouTube, I'm politically agnostic. But I would say I'm definitely more on the conservative side of things, and that's just me. But it gets dangerous when, number one, people don't talk to each other. Because when people don't talk to each other, they make assumptions like this. They make assumptions like this that everybody is just, and I want to acknowledge right now, like there's some people I just don't care for on either side. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm picking a side because I gotta choose a side. Well, you don't have to. You really don't even have to vote if you don't want to. But anyway, I'm gonna press play in the video. My rant is over. I'm just trying to say is like, don't look at people as individuals, but don't lump everybody together. That's all. Let me go ahead and press play here.
For people to feel that way and just to act beyond themselves. But again, I think it's a true showing of who they really are at the end of the day.
Yeah, I think when Nick Bosa shows up in a MAGA hat doing Brock Purdy's interview, he knows exactly what he's doing. Never before has sort of partisanship had divided the country in the way that it has. Since 2016, that's been what it is. And when you say make America great again, what was so great about it before? What part of America are you trying to get to? Based on what we're hearing coming out of many of these campaign rallies, there's only one side that truly degrades and speaks negatively of the differences in other people, where they're from, the colors of their skin. There's only one side that does that. And I've worked really hard since 2016 to try to separate the people that support Republicans from the Make America Great Again people, because
that's important right there. You got to separate, because if you say, okay, like if somebody's friends with me, for example, I'm a Miami Dolphins fan. If you don't support, like if you don't know, it's your first time watching this, huge Dolphins fan. I follow the whole NFL. I do NFL draft interviews. If someone says, hey, well, I'm a Chiefs fan, but I'm friends with Doug. Okay, shout out to my buddy Nick out in Kansas City. I'm friends with Doug. People are now going to assume that he's a Dolphins fan. No, he's friends with Doug, right? He likes Doug qualities as a friend for different reasons, right? So I put it like that. That's like the easiest way of doing it. And some people, they won't break or bend on certain topics. So like abortion, okay, they won't break or bend. They're so important. And then there's other people who are like, hey, I'm pro-marriage between a man and a woman, and I won't break or bend on this, even if I don't like that candidate. People vote for different reasons, different ways. But again, separate the candidate from the person. But sometimes, again, I tell y'all 2 examples of my crazy family members. So anyway, let's get into it.
Because it was hard for me to believe that you weren't racist. Right. And there's a long following of Nick Bosa's tweets where it's a lot of pushback against the culture. which is weird because in the locker room, it's such a melting pot of people where you accept one another's differences. I also think it's sort of ironic. This happens in San Francisco, where Colin Kaepernick legitimately lost his career, not because he said America is a bad place, because he said, I want to make America a better place for people like us. Not because he said that he wants brown and black people to be superior to others, but just equal. He wanted their lives and our lives to matter as much as everyone else's life. The MAGA movement has been very clear that all lives don't matter the same, that all people aren't sort of deserving of the same treatment, of the same compassion, of the same level of life and liberty. And so I do think that the shut up and dribble thing that always is told to the LeBron Jameses when he speaks up against police brutality, to the Colin Kaepernicks when he speaks up against police brutality, to all of these athletes who were involved in movements in 2020, it only seems to go to the athletes that look like us, to the people that are speaking for the marginalized and the minority.
You might have a point on that one, man, because I feel like the shut up and dribble is it's more, yeah, he's right. I mean, they've said it to LeBron James. They've said it to, you know, it's frustrating, man, because society becomes dangerous when people stop talking to one another and they stay in their little corners. They stay in their little corners. Like I have a friend who I work with, and he was scared to admit that, which is sad actually, scared to admit that he's voting for Kamala Harris. It's a coworker of mine. I'm not gonna say his name. Somebody I really care about. I truly care about. He's a great teammate. I love working with this guy. He's funny. You know, whenever I have questions about, you know, a certain product that we have, like, hey man, want to reach out, and he's just always there. But anyway, that's besides the point. And he's like, yeah, I'm voting for Kamala for this reason. And he looked like he was terrified what we were gonna say. And I was like, hey man, that's cool, man. All good, bro. That's not who I'm voting for. That's all I told him. But man, I said, bro, I respect you, man. It's all good. I didn't even ask him why he's voting for Kamala. I didn't even ask him, because when I look at people, I look at them as individuals. Kamala, I think, is a terrible person. personally. You know what I mean? But other people feel differently. And you just got to respect that other people just feel differently. You know what I mean? And I'm not even saying Trump is the best guy in the world neither. You know what I mean? I don't, you know, and we could go down a rabbit hole with either candidate, right? But, and this person hits me up like probably like a week later, and he takes and he tells me, he's like, hey, Doug, and I appreciate what you said to me the other day, man. Like, it's the first place I've worked at where I could say who I'm supporting and not get thrown under the bus or people not want to talk to me anymore. And my heart broke for a sec, man, because that reflects a lot of this country. And then people go back to their far left areas or their far right areas, or somewhere maybe they're slightly left or slightly right or right in the middle or wherever the heck they're at. They go right back to that area, listening to news outlets and YouTube platforms that support their stance. And they continue to get fed, right? A lot of these outlets, whether it be Fox News, CNN, whichever, or some, you know, oftentimes there's no in between, and they're not saying, hey, go reach out to your other people and go talk to them. And I very rarely see it. I can't say it's not out there, but I very rarely see it. I'm gonna go ahead and press play. Sorry to ramble. This video is almost done, and I'll do my closing thoughts.
Minorities as opposed to the majorities, because when 45 called Colin Kaepernick and other people who kneeled sons of bitches, nobody told him to keep politics out of sports. So it seems very clear to me. Nick Bosa understands that when
I hated when Trump did that. Man, I hated when Trump did that. Obviously, he was trying to appeal to the people felt that way. And then I hated that when Trump did that. Because would you take and do that if somebody supported you? Let's say I doubt Trump was going to go out of his way to Mr. Bosa and say, hey, you SOB, take off that. No, because it benefits him. Again, I'm voting for Trump for a multitude of reasons. But I try not to be biased here. That is something that is true. Let's go.
you wear that hat, you take a side. You take a side of division in a sport that's supposed to bring us together. I'm just waiting for all the people who comment under political and sports things to shut up and dribble or to shut up and play football to tell him to shut up and rush. But they ain't gonna say it because they feel the exact same way he do.
Hold your breath.
Boom. That's the video right there. Again, I love the Pivot podcast. I'm a subscriber. I love how vulnerable they could be. I agree with parts of what they say, and some things I disagree with. I really feel and hurt that we're so divided as a country. So I'm going to tell people, go out and vote, but take it a step further. Maybe try to learn. I'm not saying you have to agree with what other people say. There's this thing that, oh, if you don't agree with them, that you hate them. I don't agree with gay marriage. Ah! They get all mad at, well, why don't they? You know what I mean? Not everything is alluded to hatred. Again, this Kamala Sanders family member that I have, a supporter of her family member that I have, Democrat, you know, it says some really terrible stuff. Oh, and by the way, you know, my wife is, you know, she's a black woman. So they've said some really crazy stuff where I'm like, I don't care to have those people in my life anymore. You know what I mean? And guess what? My Republican conservative family members who, and not all of them, it's literally, there's probably like 4 people I'm thinking about. You know what I mean? I know some real cool Republicans. I know some real cool liberals, man. We get along, but I don't think you should have politics go out there and choose your friends. I don't think it's good. I don't think it's good. And if you live in a little world, you could be in a big city like New York and live in a little world. Okay. If you live in a little world where you're just so closed off to hearing different ideas and you hear something that you don't necessarily agree with and it sets you off on the edge, and you know, you're probably the closed-minded one. And closed-minded doesn't mean you agree with everything that the liberal media pumps to you or the conservative or Republican media pumps to you, right? I hate to get political on this channel, but it crossed the boundaries of sports with Mr. Bosa wearing the hat. So here we are. Here I am making a reaction video. So anywho, that's my thoughts. Go out and vote. Go be kind to somebody, okay? I always encourage people to be friends with somebody or befriend somebody who don't look like you, dress like you. They may not be your same religion. They may vote a different way than you. You may learn something, you may not. It may even confirm why you need to keep voting the way that you do. But that's the pushback that I had against the Pivot podcast. They were just kind of saying like, oh, all these MAGA. But then of course, the gentleman at the end, you know, he's like, hey, I try to separate myself. So that I think was very important that he said that. I think we should all do that. We should do that with liberals. We should do that with you know, Republican conservatives as well too. So that's my thoughts. Comment below, hit that subscribe button. It costs you nothing to subscribe to my channel. Please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. But if not, I completely understand. And hey, I deserve critique as well too. So meet me in the comment section. I'll holler at you guys later. God bless you. Be safe out there. Look both ways when you're crossing the street, for there is trick-or-treaters on the loose trying to get lots and lots of candy. God bless y'all. See you guys next time on the Touchdown with Doug Smith. Thank you for watching another episode of the Touchdown with Doug Smith, where we have exclusive NFL content and exclusive NFL interviews. Be sure to hit that like and that subscribe button. Follow us on social media. See you on the next one.